Question 1. What two freedoms are offered by the UK to citizens and permanent residents? A. A right to a fair trial. C. Freedom of speech. In return, the UK offers freedom of belief and religion, freedom of speech, freedom from unfair discrimination, a right to a fair trial. Question 2. Is the statement below true or false? The Isle of Man is a Crown dependency. True. There are also several islands which are closely linked with the UK but are not part of it, the Channel Islands and the Isle of Man. These have their own governments and are called Crown dependencies. Question 3. Which of these statements is correct? A. Elizabeth I had very good relations with Parliament. Elizabeth I was very skilled at managing Parliament. During her reign, she was successful in balancing her wishes and views against those of the House of Lords and those of the House of Commons, which was increasingly Protestant in its views. Question 4. Which two are English Civil War battles? B. Marston Moor. C. Naseby. The King's army was defeated at the battles of Marston Moor and Naseby. Question 5. Is the statement below true or false? The Reformation failed in Scotland and the country remained strongly Catholic. False. Scotland had also been strongly influenced by Protestant ideas. In 1560, the predominantly Protestant Scottish Parliament abolished the authority of the Pope in Scotland and Roman Catholic religious services became illegal. Question 6. Is the statement below true or false? Norman French influenced the development of the English language as we know today. True. The Middle Ages saw the development of a national culture and identity. After the Norman conquest, the king and his noblemen had spoken Norman French and the peasants had continued to speak Anglo-Saxon. Gradually these two languages combined to become one English language. Question 7. The Victorian period famously saw reformers leading moves to improve conditions for which section of society? D. The poor. Within the UK, the middle classes became increasingly significant and a number of reformers led moves to improve conditions of life for the poor. Question 8. During the 18th century, Britain fought a number of wars with which country? A. France. During the 18th century, Britain fought a number of wars with France. Question 9. The Elizabethan period in England was a time of growing patriotism. What do we mean by this? A. A feeling of pride in being English. The Elizabethan period in England was a time of growing patriotism, a feeling of pride in being English. Question 10. Which of these statements is correct? B. During the reign of Charles I, Parliament attempted to take control of the English army following a rebellion in Ireland. Another rebellion began in Ireland because the Roman Catholics in Ireland were afraid of the growing power of the Puritans. Parliament took this opportunity to demand control of the English army, a change that would have transferred substantial power from the king to Parliament. Question 11. Who are the Picts? C. Ancestors of the Scottish people. Areas of what is now Scotland were never conquered by the Romans, and the Emperor Hadrian built a wall in the north of England to keep out the Picts, ancestors of the Scottish people. Question 12. St. George is the patron saint of which UK country? A. England. England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland each have a national saint, called a patron saint. Each saint has a special day: the 1st of March, St. David's Day, Wales; the 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day, Northern Ireland; the 23rd of April, St. George's Day, England; the 30th of November, St. Andrew's Day, Scotland. Question 13. Is the statement below true or false? Most people in the UK live in towns and cities. True. Most people live in towns and cities, but much of Britain is still countryside. Question 14. Is the statement below true or false? Pantomimes are plays based on fairy stories. True. Many theatres produce a pantomime at Christmas time. They are based on fairy stories and are light-hearted plays with music and comedy, enjoyed by family audiences. Question 15. At which festival are mince pies traditionally eaten? A. Christmas. Christmas is celebrated in a traditional way. People usually spend the day at home and eat a special meal, which often includes roast turkey, Christmas pudding, and mince pies. Question 16. What do Sir William Golding, Seamus Heaney, and Harold Pinter have in common? C. They have all been awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. Several British writers, including the novelist Sir William Golding, the poet Seamus Heaney, and the playwright Harold Pinter, have won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Question 17. Which of these statements is correct? B. Sir Steve Redgrave is a famous rower who won gold medals in 5 consecutive Olympics Games. Sir Steve Redgrave, 1962, won gold medals in rowing in 5 consecutive Olympic Games and is one of Britain's greatest Olympians. Question 18. Since 1927 the BBC has organised which series of famous concerts? D. The Proms. The Proms is an 8-week summer season of orchestral classical music that takes place in various venues, including the Royal Albert Hall in London. It has been organised by the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, since 1927. Question 19. Which of these statements is correct? B. All the patron saints' days are celebrated but only in Scotland and Northern Ireland are they official holidays. Only Scotland and Northern Ireland have their patron saints' day as an official holiday, although in Scotland not all businesses and offices will dose. Question 20. Is the statement below true or false? The 40 days before Easter are known as Lent. True. The 40 days before Easter are known as Lent. Question 21. Which of the following countries did not help set up the EEC? C. Ireland. The European Union, EU, originally called the European Economic Community, EEC, was set up by 6 Western European countries, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg and the Netherlands, who signed the Treaty of Rome on 25 March, 1957. The UK originally decided not to join this group but it became a member in 1973. There are now 27 EU member states. See table below. Croatia will also become a member state in 2013. Question 22. Which of these statements is correct? A. Members of the House of Lords are not elected by the people. Members of the House of Lords, known as peers, are not elected by the people and do not represent a constituency. Question 23. What sorts of cases do Crown Court and Sheriff Courts deal with? B. Serious offences. In England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, serious offences are tried in front of a judge and a jury in a Crown Court. In Scotland, serious cases are heard in a sheriff court with either a sheriff or a sheriff with a jury. Question 24. Which of the following is a core value of the civil service? B. Integrity. Civil servants are expected to carry out their role with dedication and a commitment to the civil service and its core values. These are integrity, honesty, objectivity, and impartiality, including being politically neutral.